Howdy guys, welcome to the MoveOTX gear review channel today. And we're at Tent City right now, or what's going to be Tent City pretty soon. And we're going to review my Geertop single man ultralight trekking pole tent. So I've used this tent now for almost a year, and I've had it on several backpacking trips and campouts, and it's been a great shelter for me in summer backpacking and hiking conditions. Okay, so I did have it out in temperatures as low as the mid-20s Fahrenheit, but there was no rain and certainly no snow at that time. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt. So there's no snow loading data points here, and my definition of four-season winter camping is California, lower elevation, wind, hail, rainstorm conditions. So keep that kind of in mind. If there's other guys out there reviewing this tent in a snow load condition, go surf on over to their channels, give them the thumbs up, because those guys deserve it, not really me. Okay, so this is the application. Okay, so what you're looking at here, I've got it packed out in two separate loads. Okay, so this first bundle is the Rainfly and the Outdoor Products blue tarp footprint that I pack in. So all my tents that you see here, I always pack out a tarp footprint. Okay, so for me, tarp plastic is like duct tape, it's like bank line, it's got 1,000,001 uses out here, and that's what I'm comfortable with. Okay, my SAWCs aren't so restrictive that I can't throw in an extra piece of tarp plastic, okay, at 1/4 of a pound or 1/3 of a pound. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So of course you'll need your trekking poles for this application. Okay, so what I like to do is set up the Rainfly first, or I'm sorry, the footprint first, and it's pretty minimalistic here. So I use the cheap blue Outdoor Product branded tarp plastic simply because it's very lightweight, it's very cheap, and it packs down very small and compact compared to like the silver-backed tarp plastic you find at Home Depot and Orchard Supply and places like that. By the way, you get this tarp plastic at Orchard Supply Hardware, or I think REI sells it too. And the first thing I want to do is set up the tent inner walls and the tent bathtub. Okay, there's this little piece of nylon string here. Set this aside, just like that. Okay, let's get this set up. So stake out the four corners first. So you're going to make the bathtub area of your tent first. And the nice thing about this tent is there's doors on each side, on both sides, so there's really no front or back. Okay, so you can set it up however you want because of that. Just set it up and work on the details later. Okay, let me push these down. Little trick, you can use your tent spikes. If you don't have a hammer or a rock, use your tent spikes and simply push down. So got a comment on these tent spikes by Geertop. They're really well made. I kind of wish they're a little bit longer, but I don't think they really need to be. Okay, no sharp edges. Okay, nothing like that to report here. So they did a great job on the tent spikes for this kit. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's do this one. Trying to keep everything relatively square and semi-perpendicular because it is a basic rectangular floor shape. Okay, so there we go. There is the floor of our tent. And from there, we use our poles. And there's two pommel areas right here. And let's extend this one a little bit. You want to set your poles at the maximum setting. So there's one. And there's the other, right at the stop position. In fact, I should probably do that first. Stop. Stop. Okay, got one pole in. Let's do the other one. Okay, there you go. And I actually like to go a little bit beyond, like a ½ inch or so beyond the stop position. Okay, that allows me a little bit extra room to set the pole outward a little bit this way and this way. That gives you a little more shoulder room in there when you're sitting up. Just a little bit. Okay, there you go. So there's your tent inner wall. Okay, that took no time at all, basically. And it's tight, it's taut. Okay, let's go to the rain fly. And oh, by the way, so this is my camera attachment. I mount my camera onto this point here. So just ignore this. Let me get that out of the way. In fact, I might have to take that off. Here, we'll hang the rain fly over that. I don't think that's causing a problem any. It might, let's see. Okay. Okay. So again, you have two doorways on this tent. Okay, so let's drape this over. There we go. Woo! Okay. We are rocking. Oops, I've got it inside out. I think, yeah, it's inside out. Let's turn it around. There we go. Okay, there's my dome. And let's get the corners staked out. So I'm just going to ballpark this. These stakes go. Now you'd think you would simply hook this onto the other stakes that you've already done, but no, that's not the case here. You have a four separate set of stakes for the rain fly. Okay, so that's just kind of how it is. You want that rain fly to extend way out beyond the walls of your tent and the tub of your tent, just like that. And here's one more. But even then, despite that, you're seeing me set this up pretty quick here. Okay, here's the last one. So all these corners are shark corded, so it's kind of an elastic property that you're seeing here. So the other thing too is if I don't have to, I don't push these spikes all the way down. I like to leave this rain fly up so I get some cross flow and some ventilation when I'm in there. Okay, so here's door number one, just like that. Okay, and here's door number two. So this ground is really soft right here, and I might have to double stake this. I'm not sure yet. Okay, there's door number two. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that. There's some additional flaps out here that I like to stake out to give myself some nice ventilation. What I've seen other guys do with this tent is undo these just like that and loop this through here like that. Okay, so you get some structure that way when you pull this out. Okay, I had to knot that last time. I think I had this lashed around a tree, a branch, or a log or something like that. Okay, and you simply push this one down like so. So you can't see it here, but the nice thing about this tent is all these guy lines, okay, and this area right here, okay, are identified with reflective tape. Okay, so late at night, you can very, very easily see your tent, locate your tent, and find your tent. Okay, and it keeps people from tripping over the guy lines as well. Okay, and we'll simply duplicate the process with this one. Just like this. Undo that. Hopefully I can undo these. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Got enough room here. Stake that down. Okay. So there you have it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so it's kind of difficult to get these really tight. So this is kind of flappy right here. But that's just kind of how the geometry is. So I might have to, usually what I'll do is I'll pull these out and reseat them and give it a little more tension here. Just like that. There's that one. Just like that. And if I can pull this one out too, perhaps. Yeah, totally. Okay, so this tent here, if I have to say this tent compared to my other ones, this tent here has a fairly high degree of adjusting that's necessary. Okay, you're seeing me kind of do that here to get this pulled tight. And even then it's not super tight, but it's tight enough. Okay, so we are rocking there. Okay. So let's give you guys a tour of the inside, and I've got some extra guy lines and things right here. I'm going to set these aside, put those aside. Okay. Whoops! I almost tripped over my own guy line. Okay, so here's the one door. So one thing concerning right away that you see right here is there are no rain flaps over any of these zippers, and these zippers are fairly small and tiny. Okay, so I haven't had any problems with that in light rain conditions, but in a heavy rainstorm, okay, I can't say for sure just how water resistant these zippers really are. Okay, so there we go, all the way to the top, and oops, I got a door, I gotta pull that. Okay, let's do this. Crawl in here. Undo. There we go. So there's one door. Okay, just like that. Okay. And let's go around and open up the other door. Okay, here's the other door. Just like that. Open this up like this. There we go. Okay, so you got two doorways with which to enter or exit. Okay, pretty roomy, pretty spacey in here. Considering what it is, I haven't had too much problems with comfort level inside this tent. Let's see, the floor is silicone PU treated, and I haven't had any problems with water percolation and water seeping up into my tent at all. Okay. I don't know if there's a gear hook. No, there's no lantern hook up on. Oh yeah, there is. There's a lantern hook. Ugh. A lantern hook up here on the top, if you can see that hopefully. There's a small gear pocket here on the side. And of all the tents that I have, this bug mesh it seems to be the most breathable and allows a lot of cross flow and ventilation in here. So here's one of the adjustments you'll have to make with this tent. If you've noticed, I have the door set up on the wrong side. Okay, so that's an easy correction to make. I simply have to loop the other one here like that. Now there's my door. Now I can easily enter and exit. Okay, so let's get out the tape measure and give you guys some measurements. Okay, so lengthwise, we're looking at a floor tub length of 81 inches, about 80 inches, about 81 inches going this way, and a cross width of 30 inches going across this way. Okay, so that's just enough room for a full-size air pad, maybe some gear on the side. I like to stow my backpack on the outside of my tent in the vestibule area. So let's give you guys a 360 walk around. Now that I've got the doors all set up properly, okay, very easy to get into and out of. Okay, great cross flow ventilation. Okay, and each one of these doors rolls up very nicely, just like this. Totally stays up and out of the way. Just like that. Okay, so you've got some options with this tent that kind of my Tech Sport Cliffhanger doesn't have, in that you can use this as a tarp shelter and simply leave out the rain fly, or leave out the bug mesh inner walls, and simply tarp shelter it using the rain fly and the blue tarp. In fact, they sell this kit separately. So I bought it all together like you see here, but if you want, you can simply just purchase the rain fly and set it up as a tarp shelter. So I like to sleep with the bug mesh simply because I don't like crickets and things crawling on me. That's kind of unnerving for me personally, but nonetheless, if that's what you so choose, you can totally do that. Okay, so there's some complaints about the zippers being really small, and yeah, I found that to be the case as well. So I thought about putting some zipper pulls, maybe glow in the dark or something like that, on the inside of here so they're easy to grab onto. But it doesn't really bother me all that much. So anyhow, thanks a lot guys for tuning into the channel. This has been the review of my Geertop trekking pole tent. Okay, I will catch you guys later. Everybody, please feel free to post comments and questions down below, and I'll try and answer them as I can. And everybody, enjoy the outdoors, stay safe out there, and we will catch you guys later.